There's a recession on the way. You got to make sure you're prepared. What's up, guys? Brandon here from KDMR Music, the channel making you a more successful musician through videos about music marketing, music strategy, and straight up advice in videos just like this one. If you're new here and you're interested in that type of content, consider subscribing for more. Now, today we're talking about a pretty serious topic because there is a recession on the way. All right, bad joke, but in all seriousness, look, gas prices are up, housing prices are up, food prices are up, interest rates are up, and all signs are pointing to people being a lot more conservative with their spending for the months and maybe even years to come. We don't know how bad it's going to get. So today I wanted to give you some real tips to help weather the storm, help keep some money in your pocket, hopefully make you even more money than you would have had you not watched this video. So let's get into it. Speaking of making money, this video is brought to you by Koji, which is the best link in bio tool for musicians. Their mission is to empower creators, and so they offer a number of tools that you can use to engage and monetize your fan base, all from your social media profile. We'll talk a little bit more about them later, but for now, thanks Koji for sponsoring this video. So again, look, we're talking about the recession. Nobody wants to talk about it except maybe Young Jeezy, but you know, the recession is on the way. Like, people are spending less money. Everything's getting more expensive. Housing prices are going up. It's crazy out there. It's a jungle, as Randy Newman once said. And so I wanted to give you some real tips to help improve your relationship with money over the next few months. When it comes to spending money, spending your disposable income, once everything starts going up, the first things to go are those luxury items like concert tickets or, merchandise from your favorite band. And so a lot of us who are musicians are going to feel this crunch maybe sooner than someone who works on Wall Street. But look, there's a few things that you can do to prepare for this slowdown, and that's what I want to talk about today. Now, the first thing I want you to do is just make sure that you understand the situation and that you're conservative with your spending. Look, this isn't the time to be at the club popping bottles for the sake of networking, right? This isn't the time to be spending ridiculous amounts of money on your video shoots because chances are you won't recover that money as quickly as you have before. Again, when people are in a crunch, one of the first things to go is that disposable income. Instead of spending it, they're going to be putting that money in the bank and saving it for a rainy day. So because you and I sell, what I would consider a luxury item, something that's not a utility like water or, the gas that powers your house, you got to be careful about how you're spending because you don't know how much people are going to spend in return. So understand the situation, be conservative with your money, try to save money as much as you can. So that's tip number one. First and foremost. Now, the second thing to do is to give your fans an opportunity to support you. Look, yes, it is a recession. Yes, a lot of people are going to cut their spending. Yes, chances are you're going to see your merchandise sales down, your purchases down on your Bandcamp. There's a lot of things that you're going to see a slowdown on, but there are people who do terribly in recessions. And there are people who generally do well through recessions. And so the last thing you want to do is sit and just assume nobody wants to help you. Give your fans an opportunity to support. One of the best ways you can do that is using Koji. Koji has several mini apps, including the Sell Digital Files app, where you can actually sell exclusive songs, exclusive downloads. It could be PDFs. It could be other digital merchandise. And they even have a name your price option. So people can actually support you and for free, right? They might give you their email address in exchange for the exclusive download. But for everybody that's going to give or, do things for free or pay like $1 here, $1 there, there's usually a few people in that crowd that are doing better than others. And again, they want to see their favorite musicians doing well. So you might get a few $2, $3, $4 sales, and you might get a couple of $200 sales. You might get a $1,000 donation in exchange for the file. It really just depends on how big your fan base is and how well they're doing. But you'll never know if you don't give them that opportunity. So please make sure you're giving your fans an opportunity to support you. And along with those opportunities that you're giving for support, my third tip is do not stop releasing content. Look, a lot of people think, all right, look, my music is about partying. My music is about having fun. My music is about prosperity, whatever. So I'm just going to duck off and sit in the corner until it's safe outside again, and then I'll get started. Well, if you were somebody who had that mindset during the pandemic and you couldn't go outside touring, and so you didn't release anything, well, now what? Now what are you going to do? Because it seems like we're in a recession and shoot, stuff just really started opening back up. There are a lot of cities that still have mandates like around masks and crowd sizes and all that. So if you're one of those people, chances are you haven't been doing well for the last 3 years almost. And that's not good. So don't stop releasing music just because it's a sad time, right? This could be your opportunity to do something a little bit more introspective. Or if you're a party artist, maybe this is a great time to release music that's going to distract people from how bad things are. It's totally fine to keep releasing music, but if you stop, I'm not saying you can't stop. I don't want you to be afraid. But typically, it's out of sight, out of mind. And for a lot of us independent musicians, being out of mind is dangerous. It's not like you're Beyonce. You can pop up with a pre-order campaign and everybody buys your merch in 5 minutes because your last album was in 2016. Was it 2016? My point is, everybody's not Beyonce. So for, those of us, so-called working class musicians, you got to make sure you're staying top of mind. And right now, it's easier than ever to release 1 or 2 songs at a time and just kind of keep the faucet going, as they say. So make sure you don't stop releasing music. Don't stop releasing content. Stay on your fans' mind, because the more you stay on the top of their minds, the more they're going to think, oh, snap, my favorite artist. I wonder how they're doing. I should support them. And so if you're posting on social media regularly, if you're sending emails to your newsletter regularly, you're keeping people up to date on how you're doing, and you're giving them those opportunities. So giving your fans an opportunity to support you and releasing new music or new content, those two really go hand in hand. Now, the fourth tip I have for you is read the room, dog. Look, it's a recession. People are struggling. Now, I know we all have different audiences, right? But chances are, right, if your audience is a bunch of waitresses and they're struggling because the hospitality industry isn't doing well, they don't want to see videos of you on social media making it rain and popping bottles and whatever else people do when they have a ridiculous amount of money and they just literally want to throw it away, right? People don't want to see that. Now, for some people, that is entertaining. But again, you don't want to turn the audience against you. You don't want to be insensitive. You don't want to be throwing up the money phones and just like having people just mad at you, right? So just be careful out there. Read the room. Make sure you're not making content that's going to make people mad. Now, I do have one last tip for you, and that is make sure you're showing extra love to your paying supporters, and including everyone else too. Now, here's what I mean, right? Let's say somebody uses the tipping app in Koji to send you some money, right? That's super dope, right? They don't have to do that. They don't get anything in return. They're just sending you a tip, and Koji's not taking a commission, so you get to keep all of that, right? So let's say somebody tips you using your link in bio through Koji. Go ahead. You can see their name when they do it. So shout them out on your Twitter. Shout them out on your Instagram story. Say, yo, thank you so much. Again, those types of one-to-one interactions are super dope for building your fan base. I was just reading about the J. Cole Dollar in a Dream tour and how that was likely a source of one-on-one fans for J. Cole. But even like the story where he apparently paid for a girl to go to college and then showed up at her graduation. Like, again, it's these types of interactions. I'm not saying you got to pay somebody's college tuition. We're in a recession, after all. But My point is when you acknowledge your fans, they just become deeper fans, right? If Beyonce called you up on stage, would you be a super Beyonce fan? Unless you just hated Beyonce and you were just there because your girlfriend wanted you to go, probably. But anyway, so make sure you're shouting out the people that support you, because what that does is not only does it make those people feel special, but it also makes other people who are just sitting on the sidelines want to be in the game and help support you too, because they're going to want their shout outs as well. So make sure that you're engaging with your fans, being gracious, saying thank you, but not just being exclusive. Like, don't say something stupid like, thanks to the real ones who actually support me, and make your other fans feel alienated. That's not the move. But do show love, show gratitude to those who support you, because that type of love just kind of reinforces the idea that, hey, look, love makes the world go round. People are going to start to pay it forward, and it's all helpful. So those were 5 tips for surviving this recession without losing your shirt, right? Hopefully you keep these things in mind. Like I said, who knows? Economists say we're already in the recession and it may get worse before it gets better. Hopefully it gets better, just better. Gas prices are going down a little bit, so maybe we avoid it altogether. But even if not, these are tips that are going to help you make more money, engage your fans even more. Once again, huge shout out to Koji, and thank you guys for sponsoring this video. If you have a question about the music business or restarting your career, let me know in the comments down below. You might see your question answered in a future video very soon. Until then, be safe, be well, keep dreaming, and work hard to make those music business dreams your reality. Peace.